guys.
Welcome to Shego and Lillian. I'm Lillian.
I'm Sheg.
Yes, this is our very first video. It's been 2 years since we recorded a video, and we decided to start with this video today. And if
today is your first time of watching us, please follow us, like our page, and keep watching.
Yes, keep watching, as he said. Okay guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about the things people said that almost discouraged us from getting married.
And the things they are still saying that we're going to talk about.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. So number one thing was definitely Arella. So number one thing was definitely the fact that that I was Igbo and you were Yoruba, and my family was not having it. My family was not having it. When I mean not having it, they were not being mean or anything. They were just saying that, you know, little talks about, like, there's something about when people don't approve of who you want to marry, like, right away. You know, when they have something to say, because it's somebody that you really like and they're saying all these things, you're like, oh, why can't they just be on my side? But yeah, my family was more like, my uncles were more like saying, why didn't you just go find an Igbo man? What are you doing, the Yoruba man? I think also, and I know people are going to ask, why were they saying that? First, Nigeria has this thing about the tribe and all that, and then Yoruba men also have this stereotype as well. You want to tell them the stereotype of Yoruba men? I should not even want to tell them. I'm just trying to be transparent. No, like what Igbo people think of Yoruba men.
Yeah.
What do they think of them?
What did Igbo people think about?
Yeah, Yoruba men. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't grow up in that era. So,
in that era.
Yeah.
It's still a thing, man.
Changed now.
Things have not. Well, are you acting like me and you just? It's not just 8 years of marriage that we have. They said things have changed. Things are still like that.
I mean, yeah, and we passed through it, and we're able to survive.
So you don't want to say the stereotype of Yoruba men, basically.
I mean, it's not a big deal. Everybody that from Nigeria knows that, you know.
No, but our audience are not from Nigeria, so I wanted you to tell them.
Okay, so I'll just say I'm a Yoruba man, right? So even my mom wanted me to get married to a Yoruba girl.
Baby, that's the tribe one. And what I'm trying to say is the what do you call it? There's a reason why my uncles, I'm saying my own part. You can say your part when it's time. Okay, you know what? Let me say it because I'm going to have this part of my story. The thing was that Yoruba people have, like Yoruba men, according to my uncles, have a stereotype of not taking care of their wife financially.
I don't know about that.
That was what my uncle said.
I mean,
they said that Igbo men, like, because Igbo men really do have the reputation of taking care of their wife. Like they would.
Is there Igbo men? It's not.
95% of Igbo men, babe.
Why you say 95?
So which Igbo man do you know now that say the truth that?
A lot.
Our friends?
Yep, no, I don't know.
Exactly. So I don't know any Igbo man that doesn't take care of his wife. Do you?
I don't know.
You speak your mind now.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you can't just say.
No, I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm saying the reason why you're like, he's already in his feelings.
I'm not.
Hey, yeah, no. If I
Stop.
believe it, I would have not married you. I'm just trying to like enlighten them as to the reason why, but don't be in your feelings, you know. Give me a kiss. Just want to kiss my lips because I have gloss. But yeah, that was the stereotype. The stereotype, that's why it's called a stereotype. It doesn't mean that it's true.
Well, I mean that's their own belief. That's their own belief because you can't judge everybody the same.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So that's for that, right?
Yeah. So the tribe for me. So my uncles were not allowing that because of that and because of the stereotype of Yoruba men. What was your own?
For me, when I told my dad about her. My dad has traveled to America before, and he knows the lifestyle in America.
What does that to do with him approving of me? Did I have a lifestyle that was bad?
No.
So why are you saying that?
No, the reason why I mentioned that was because, you know, my mom wanted me to marry like a Yoruba girl.
Yeah.
Because I'm the first son, and my sisters, almost all of them married
outside of
Yoruba. So my mom wanted me to bring a Yoruba girl home. So,
yeah.
but my dad understands more.
So you're saying that your dad is more open to other culture and other.
Yeah, my dad was more open because my mom was. Let me say, maybe she's, she just wanted it because she's a Yoruba woman and she wants to have somebody like that she can. So as at that time, I told my dad and he just said, okay, you need to go pray about it. So he introduced me to one of his pastor and I went there. The man prayed. After the prayer, he told me what he saw and he said it was good.
Yeah.
That was good. So along the line, your call came in. Your call came in. So and I told the man that if she can just pass the message to you directly.
Why? Yeah. When you told me that, like, what's going on? First, like, why is this man talking to me?
Yeah, because I told you I'm going to go pray about it.
Yeah.
And I said you should go pray about it too.
You didn't have to tell me. My brother was already praying.
So.
But I was just like, at that time I was like, why is he passing the phone to me? Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. But
I know. Yeah. Like that, but I didn't know that.
I'm like that.
Yeah. So that was that.
Yeah. I like how but your mom wasn't on board. Why aren't you talking about that one?
Yeah, initially,
don't make it seem like it's only my parents, my family that were not feeling this whole tribal thing. Say the whole thing.
So initially my mom was like, okay, why are you not, your siblings, my sisters married
outside
of my tribe, so they were like looking at me to bring a Yoruba girl to the house to introduce to them, but I just, follow another path. So my dad was kind of supportive and my mom was like, it took her time before she jumped on board.
So okay, before we even move on to the next one, what made your mom change her mind?
Okay, I think my elder sister, she's late now. So there was a time she came to the house. She was sick back then, so she came around and I think you just came around that time as well. So I think as at that time we don't even, if you live in Nigeria, you know there was no electricity for like how many days, going to a week. So immediately she came in and the light just came up.
Lily lights. I just had to everywhere I go I just bring light. I just shine light. I just
so immediately she came in, my sister was like,
yes, baby.
Wow, no, this is she's the one, this is it, no going back, don't worry about it.
She understood the spiritual aspect of it all.
So I was like, so even me myself, I'm like, wow, okay, so it was so funny when my sister back then spoke to my mom and said, hey, he's not a baby, he can decide on what he wants and just support him. So by then she kind of okay.
It's funny that so another thing that people said that that one is not even almost, this one was like 99.9%. I was gonna just not talk to Shego anymore. Why you always want to be in the conversation, mommy? This guy here. So this one is not even an almost. This was like 99.99999% was that I was gonna lose.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna, I called you. So I called him like that day. I was like, so let me even give you the story time, right? So we went to church. I'm talking to this babe. She was like a friend of a friend. And we're talking, we're just laughing and all that. We went to an African church. And I don't know what happened. Something happened and, she started asking me about, I think you recalled me. And then I spoke briefly with Shego. And I told him I was going to call him back. And then she's like, oh, I saw a Nigerian. She's like, oh, where is he from? I was like, he's Nigerian. She's like, I know he's Nigerian. I'm like, where is he from? I was like, no, he's in Nigeria. Like, he's Yoruba. She was like, and she was also Yoruba. She was like, just be careful, because you don't want any man to just shine your eyes. Don't want any Nigerian man to use you for papers. And I was just like, oh, okay, like what is going on? At this point, I lived in Oklahoma. I was very sheltered. I didn't know what using somebody for, when I mean using for paper, I mean green card. I didn't even know what that was. So I'm like, okay, so at this, and I'm very cautious when I make a decision. It's okay, baby. when I make it, and you know I'm like that, and when I make a decision, I'm very cautious of my decision. So immediately she said that, I was like, okay, Lillian, you gotta shine your eyes, as she said. But but I was also, alert. And so I kind of started acting strange, right? And then he kept asking me, I'm like, no, it's going, nothing's wrong. And finally I told him, stop, don't suck it, don't do that.
Yeah.
So finally I told you. Yeah.
Yeah, so finally you told me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't even understand what she was saying. Like, somebody wants to use you for paper, marry you, and
What do you mean, do you understand?
I don't know.
You don't know anything about
I don't know anything about paper.
Like
about,
green card.
About green card, marry.
So you don't know that people do that?
I don't know.
Baby, I cannot believe you.
Okay.
How do you not know that?
I don't know.
Big.
I was living in Nigeria.
That's the more reason why you should know.
I don't know. I don't know. But now I know, right? But back then I don't know. So when she told me that, and I was like, I have good intention, So what you're saying, I don't get it. But if you want to listen to what people are telling you, then maybe you should go be with.
You started vexing,
So I just kind of just lay low, Then after I think a couple of days, then I was missing her, and I just let me call her to check up on her. Then I started talking again.
Yeah. You started talking again. But the thing about it is that, it's okay. So for me, it's like, so let's really dive into it. So if you're looking at me now, you're not looking at the Lillian of 10 years ago that was like a fine babe. And I'm still a fine babe. Like, I'm talking about, like, I wasn't as this big. I wasn't, so that, because people always, when they see a plus size babe with like a man, they think that, when you see a plus size babe with a guy that is married to a girl that has a man, you think that there's something that she's offering the man or whatever, or because she's plus size, that's why he's with her. So that means he's with her for something. When 8-10 years ago, your babe was a fine babe, and still is though. But I wasn't like this big or anything like that. And I'll put a picture of me when I was just not too fat, not too skinny. I was just like chubby. What is that? I'm even saying it with you. Yeah. So it wasn't that because Glenn was this thing, so you would think that she's using me for paper. So it wasn't like that. So when I was hearing this thing, I was like, honestly. Honestly, I appreciated her for saying that, but I was like, okay, let me go and make my research because ain't nobody gonna use me for papers, man. I'm too fine for that. That's one thing. And I have to make my own research and talk to a couple of people. And the good thing about the whole thing is that a lot of my family, my cousins knew about you. Am I lying?
Yeah, you're right.
Encourage me now.
Yeah, you're right.
So they knew about him, so I also knew a lot of things about him. So if he messed up, they were gonna come for him.
Wow.
He's like, I'll just play it. But yeah, so that was one thing. So it wasn't even because of that, right?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. So another thing, so yeah, I was a very good-looking fine babe. So I didn't really know anything about that. Another thing people always say too is that they're together. So this was after we got married, right? A lot of things that people always said was that
like she's taking care of the house, she's taking care of the bills.
Like I make more money than him. That's why
I'm staying with you.
Yes. Yeah, because I'm plus size. No, that was not. It did not begin. And even if it began with me in this way, it is none of your business. Like if a man loves a woman, you automatically think that that's what's happening. You just need to check yourself. That means that's all you've been seeing.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with none of that. In fact, he makes more money more than me.
Please tell them more. These people don't even know you. They just judge you from, maybe that's what they're used to.
Yeah.
So, I would just encourage you guys to just...
We never finish now.
Okay.
Why are you encouraging them?
So, that's what they are used to. So, they will just use their preference to just move it to other person and say, oh, this is the same thing.
Yeah, they use the same situation to, like, judge you and stuff. And honestly, things like that does happen. I'm not going to lie. So, I can understand why people do that. But just, like, you don't know, because you don't even know, just like mind your business.
Yeah. So most of the time, if I see those comments, you know, I will just, I'm the kind of person that just overlook something, but it kind of bothers me too. It kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
Right? So
You think what does it bother you really?
yeah, when people are just making such comment that, you know, the guy is just, you know, just a user, you know, you're the one paying the bills, you know, he's just sitting there, and people that they don't even know you. So
and it's like, I get it. So sometimes me too, I check in with you, like, are you good? Like, this is social media, they're gonna say crazy things.
Yeah, she calms me down and say, oh, don't even respond to the comment.
Just let it, because you can imagine what that does to your ego. And the thing is that my husband actually takes pride in taking care of his family. Like, he loves to take care of his family. And so when you're not saying that what he does, what he loves doing is not what he's doing, it's actually very hurtful. So it can kind of bruise your ego, you know, and make you very irritated. So I'm just like, yo, don't listen to these people. You know who you are. I know who you are. I know that you just love your family and all that. You try to do what you can to make sure that your family is good. So you don't need to like check in with these people. Only, in fact, Seb, you already know me, how I am with my money, Seb. Yeah, no man can use me for money.
She doesn't play with her money.
I don't. So
even if my own self, she would just.
You don't have to tell her that one, though.
But
yes, you're the man, and you're supposed to, you're supposed to.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, don't complain.
Yes.
But yeah, and don't get me wrong, there are times where something happened financially and we need to like, I need to be more of a thing, or he needs to be more like, it depends on what is happening. We've been together for a long time, so things are not always rosy. Sometimes you can lose your job, I can lose. Things are not always rosy. So in terms of that part, we know how we handle each other. But in terms of like what happens 90% of the time, he makes his money. It has nothing to do with whether why did you make like that? Yeah.
Yeah, and also, most of the time I'm a family person. I think.
Yeah. People think that you be cheating, right? Because I'm also plus size.
I'm a homebody. I don't even go out. I stay home. I just like.
Let me go get a Rella, sorry.
Spending time.
Yeah. Turn it down.
I don't even go out.
No, you don't.
Most of the time my wife wants to tell me to go out, go spend time with your friend. Like call them, just go hang out. But I prefer to just stay at home. Maybe after work, go to church, then from church, we go to the kids' activities.
Yeah.
And, from there, maybe we just spend time together, and that's it.
Yeah, he's not the person that you think my husband is not who he is. He's not a cheat. He's a family man, and he loves God and he loves his wife. So yeah, so that's that part. Those are the things that people are saying right now that we need to like address. Yeah. We don't really need to address it, but I think I've never said it to you before. Like, I know who you are. Like, I just want you to know, like, don't let that bother you. You know what you do. You know what you do for your family. And he goes above and beyond for his family. Like, that's who he is, and I love him for that. So that is that.
Thank you, Mama. I mean, the way I'm brought up, my dad did the same thing. So I learned from him.
Right.
That's it, baby.
So my question now is, what would you advise somebody now? This question is, what would you advise somebody that is also in the same situation as us? Maybe they're living in Canada and their husband is in Africa, in Ghana or something, and they're just, would you even encourage that person to date anybody?
For long distance?
Yeah, long distance that is in another country, and then especially with what we know now in terms of like people using people for green card and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my advice would be, the first thing will be communication, right? The communication has to be on point. Then the second thing is, get to know the person yourself, know the family, know people that knows him, and make sure the person is a believer, and the person has potential. So I mean, I don't know, because it works for me, it works for other people as well.
It's a very difficult question, because at the end of the day, you have to just know for yourself, who this person is, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be your decision. It's your decision to make, right? And you're the one that's gonna live with the decision. So just, I would think. Oh my God. Sorry. I would say just pray about it. Make sure that you're firm in your decision. You're sure. You have peace that passes all understanding. Really, literally passes all understanding. So people think that you're crazy, but you have peace with your decision. So you're like, I'm good. I have peace. You may not understand it, but I have peace. You know. But yeah, so that was bad because a lot of people were just looking at me crazy. Even my own friends were looking at me crazy.
Right. I know. Do you want me to mention names?
Don't mention them more. Like, some of them are not even my friends anymore. Like that.
There's one of your friends that we'll never forget. You know?
That kind of sided with you, right?
Yeah, back then, you know, she just said, I mean, this guy looks, you know, cool. I mean, I think you should give him a chance, you know? So.
Arella! And another thing I wanted to say. Oh, and in terms of like this whole green card situation, I wanted it to be made mention that it wasn't that I went to go and find a man in Nigeria.
No.
Because I also had my whole full-blown relationship that I just gotten out of with the same person that was like 4 hours away from me. He lived in Dallas, I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Come on, baby.
We started.
Come on.
That would be another topic, right?
Well, what were you gonna say?
Like we're just friends. We just met.
Yeah, we were just friends. Come on.
So.
Wait, go get your pikin, because she's doing the most. And help us check if the thing was recording. Baby. Ooh. So one thing I wanted to mention is that, like, it's not like I was just sitting here and not good looking and not fine. I was a very hot babe. As of that time, do you agree or you don't agree? Up to now, yes, thank you, babe. So it's not like I went to go and look for a man in Nigeria or outside of the country. No, I didn't. It just so happened that me and him met. We were even friends. And prior to that, was in a long, like a 3 to 4 year, 4 year relationship that it didn't work out because I had to cut it off. So even at that time, I was still considering even go back to my ex. So that we lived in a city that was like 4 hours away from me, that we saw each other every other weekend. So it wasn't like men, even in my city, men were still sitting there asking me out. But I just knew what I wanted, and he had what I wanted. So it didn't matter where he was. I just knew that for myself, you know? I just knew that Shagu honestly is a great guy. Yeah, you're a very great guy, babe. You're a great guy. You're very patient. And as of that time, I needed somebody that was patient with me. He was very patient and loyal and God-fearing. Most important, God-fearing.
Better tell them.
So I knew what I wanted, and he had it. And it didn't matter where he was. So this has nothing to do with green card or no green card. So at the end of the day, make sure that you're making this decision for yourself and you trust your own decision. That was it.
Follow your minds.
Follow your minds, you guys, and pray about it. Yeah. And all is well. Yeah. We're gonna cut this video short. This Arella is doing the most. Arella, say hi to everyone. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Say hi. Look, say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Wait, you want us to say hi? She won't say hi. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Yeah, say hi. Hi. Anyways, Arella wants to, I think she wants to take a nap. So we're gonna cut this video short and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
Thanks for your support.